Grand Rising to you. Like, we're in it. We're in the storm. And the celebration's going to be starting tomorrow. Our commander is going to light the candles. And before I forget, I got a lot of things popping around in my head. All these, Alex Jones and Candace Owens and Sean Ryan and Joe Rogan, and they all got handlers, okay? The difference between them and me and whoever else is out there, Jaco, Gene D Code, and there are other, truthers out there, whistleblowers, is that we don't have handlers. So that's the difference between the narratives that are happening right now. They are told what to say. I mean, when you got Sean Ryan interviewing Candace Owen, talk about a quagmire of deception. Those two are both, when you got Sean Ryan saying that our commander is a POS on live TV. I mean, they've got all the media and all the coverage, and they're pushing all the they're basically influencing all the crazy lunatic left into their camp. And then eventually, I guess they're gonna, whatever. But I don't even know if this is psychological warfare, if this is even gonna work. I mean, I'm gonna just say right now, when we have the alien invasion, when we have World War III scare event coming, when we have the absolute financial meltdown and the closure of all the banks, do you think this is going to make any difference? I mean, I don't know. I think there's going to be millions. Millions will be arrested for the things the crimes against humanity that they've done. Then there's going to be millions that will not make it spiritually, physically, and mentally. They're not going to make it unless they get on their hands and knees right now and ask God to give them the power and the belief, to give them spiritual guidance. They're not going to make it. But the patriots, us, we, the 3% of this planet, and we are the 3%ers out there, and we come from all walks of life. Us chosen ones do not choose to be politicians. We choose to expose the politicians. We choose to expose the corruption. We choose to expose the deceit and lies and the criminal corruption activities that are happening out there. That's who we are. That's the difference between us and the rest of the world, because the rest of the world's all going to crash. They're going to just fall into this big black pit. That's what's going to happen. These are the visions that I have. I need you all out there to call, to sit back in your nice chairs, easy chairs at your desk, or maybe wherever your device is, if you're downtown having a coffee or whatever, and then just call these pundits out and, show them the truth that that we're watching you, and the stuff that you're putting out there is all been staged. I've been on this mission, on this journey since 2015, heavily. I was warning everybody about the Obama cartel, the Clinton cartels. I was seeing all that coming. And I even going back to the Bush's cartels and the first Clinton, what's his name? Yeah. Do you think President Trump will announce anything, parts of Nasero? Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to be, he's already announced that he's going to be having a long speech. And, we can only guess what he's going to be talking about, but I'm sure we're going to have to, record all of it. And then, of course, there's going to be analysts out there trying to analyze all his comms. Now, I think because there is a the White Hats have control on the planet right now. I think he's going to be, able to release a lot more, information out there without having to, us having to do any decoding. So, and he says, oh yeah, well, it's going to be 107. That's 107. Okay. That's what he said yesterday. He says, it's going to be 107. Well, who's 107? It's one, he's talking about the temperature, and yet it's going to be 107 tomorrow. So what does that mean? There's a calm there. Does that mean that we're going to be dropping 107 different, releases in this long speech that he says he's going to have? Who knows? And now I have to also put a warning out there for everybody, especially the young girls out there, the teenage girls. There is an invasion of Russian young guys, anywhere between the 17 to 25 to 30-year-old. The Russian boys usually come over here. They're pretty good looking, and the young girls here get very attracted to them. And then what they do is they extort them, and they extort them to do, sexual favors or sexual exploitation. That's what's happening right now. So you young girls, American and Canadian, you young ladies out there, you be very, very careful, especially on the young boys that you're meeting right now, because if they talk and they have an accent or a Russian accent or any type of Eastern European accent, you be extremely careful, because they are here to exploit you for money. And they could kidnap you and hold you ransom and have your parents pay. You got me? I mean, it is so absolute, so much danger out there. And the Global Alliance is allowing this all to happen. They're trying to clean up the real serious stuff, but they're allowing this to happen to expose everything. Of everything on the planet is going to be exposed, if not already. God is looking over the whole planet right now, and he's starting to put his powers down on certain areas of this planet. I just want my patriot family, and when we come in, we have these patriot powwows together every morning. I'm going to have to come on more and more and more and more, because it's extremely, the things that I see, when I go to sleep at night, I usually, crash out about midnight and stuff like that. Yeah. And, when I see these things and I build up all this energy when I wake up, and of course my head is just, my ears are ringing, my head's, full. I need to, shake it out. The only way I can shake out all the amount of information up there is by talking about it. So, God's using me for a purpose, I guess. There was one guy that was some Russian guy that just got caught. He was extorting a lot of women, young women, teenage girls, because they're all infatuated. They're all hanging around on their phones and doing the things they're doing. And he was catching them and extorting them to do, expose, maybe do, sexual films and whatever they were doing. Otherwise, he'd be telling their parents and whatever. He was a 22-year-old. His name was Nikita Tukelo. Nikita Tukelo. He was just arrested, and his bail. They posted a $5 million bail, and the judge denied it. So he's incarcerated, and he's going to be going to trial. And it's not just him. This is only the tip of the iceberg. Okay, there's lots of Russian and Polish, whoever, even Canadian young guys. They're using. That's how they're making their money. We are exposing it all. Another thing, and I want to say something about Tim Hortons. Okay, Tim Hortons just got exposed. Okay, they said they're using, what do they call it? They're abusing their positions. Rebel News is exposing them, but they're using the Foreign Workers Act. They're using that, to because they give the liberals give that the funding, right, for them or whatever, and they're supposed to be, giving all children a chance to go work in these fast food places, but the Indians got caught, and they're trying to quiet Rebel News right now, offering 90 different positions inside just one location, or through the whole network system, and only offering and they're offering up to $36 an hour, to do whatever they're doing to only foreign workers. And as you can see, they're all Indians. So, Tim Hortons is being totally exposed for what they're doing. And, they're not just doing that. And, you can see the food and the donuts and all the biscuits and everything's all gone completely downhill. They don't know. And, I believe that Tim Hortons will not survive this. And I ask everybody out there, especially the patriots out there and everybody that's listening, to just boycott Tim Hortons. Stop this corruption, right? Just stop it. I think all the fast food places are being invaded because, and they're getting paid good. And then that's why you're seeing a lot of, countrymen, Canada, United States, or anywhere in Europe or whatever, people that were actually born, in the same town, will never get any type of jobs. They're just, because we're being invaded. Sure, how is multiculturalism worked out for these countries, Canada included? How is it all worked out? I don't mind. Listen, I don't have a racist bone in my body. But, you don't see a lot of white people invading in Asia or, wherever they're invading. But listen, we have our own faults too. We have criminal activity, that abuse, in countries. They abuse countries for their raw natural assets. So yes, the corruption. This whole thing is a huge bowl, a huge quagmire, a huge ugly ball of shit, and it's all going to get cleaned out, everything. So what I'm asking everybody out there and all my followers out there, everybody out there, is get close to God. Watch this thing, prepare yourself for food, spiritually, wash with city water. We want to wash with, distilled, bottled water, that you get through reverse osmosis. Go get those 5-gallon drums, bottles and whatever, and then just go down there and bring them back, and then just put them in a nice bowl, sponge yourself down every day. And you can use that. You'll see how much dirt comes off. You will see the amount of dirt in that bowl. And if you want to do it twice, go ahead and do it twice. All the cities have its growing pain. Yeah, silver's on its way up. Yep. And you're going to watch it. Maybe, the 4th of July will be the ramping of the launch pad, of all the financials or whatever. We've had 5 months of suppression of the metals, 5 months of it, and that's what they were trying to do. The COMEX will be taken over. I believe I don't know how our commander is going to deal with this, but I can tell you right now. Let me just see. Give me a second here. We are about to witness, okay, the biggest, most violent crash in human history. Okay? We are about to witness this. Patriots, prepare yourself. Get in your pilot uniform. put your oxygen mask on, because this is going to be biblical, okay? This is going to be something like we have never witnessed before in this world. All banks, all media, all governments, all corporations, all real estate, all judicial systems. It's all going to crash hard. It's going to be like a wasteland. Everything's shut down. It's going to be like a wasteland. This is what we will look at as, is God intervening now? Is this, is he getting ready to cleanse his world? Is that what's happening? He's getting ready to purge it all, because humanity has failed in a spiritual guidance, in a spiritual growth of this planet. Our guidance and our frequency should have been rising and rising and rising, but of course we've had a lot of help from the gators, off-planet gators, to keep us suppressed and turn us into, almost, slaves. That's what we are, right? The purge is necessary, absolutely. What about school boards? Yes, they're all coming down, everything. And if I miss something out, that's coming down too, right? Yes. Yes, we have to. It's the collective. The collective will wake up themselves. They're, if you all you have to do to be chosen is align yourself with God, and start talking to Him. People say when. When is now. It's happening now. Massive amount, local law, and yes, I know there is a lot of purging of corruption in the law enforcement. Listen, don't get me wrong. The cops have a very, very tough job to do. There's a lot of good cops and sheriffs and marshals out there. Don't get me wrong. I still think they play a huge role in this world, but a lot of them have, been purged to the dark side. Yes, yes. We have been chosen because we are in line with Source God. Listen, God loves warriors. He loves warriors. Okay? He says maybe it's time that we, shed our cloth and pick up swords, because now this is the time, right? The sheriffs of the USA have different meaning to the other ones. Yes, yeah, I know. They're all. Everything's been documented. Everything has been. They're watching them. Save our freedoms. Yes. First and foremost, we have to protect our little innocent ones. Extremely important. Come and join our movement. Our huge family. We are located around the world. Our war room is called Earth. Think anything big is going to happen tomorrow? Yeah, I think so. I think there's going to be lots of announcements. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks, and I think there's going to be a lot of changes based on the commander disclosing, a lot of good things. Maybe a lot of, technologies that are out there. Yeah. Are your children homeschooled in the Philippines? No, they go to school down there, unfortunately. But that's about to change. The schools there are different. They're not so, they're not socialist controlled. They're not, COMMIES, right? Controlled. They're not. I've sat there and watched them. They do, because it's so hot down there. they do a lot of outside activities, so it keeps them busy. Yeah, and I want my little guy because he's so different looking. He's amongst the Filipinos, and he's bigger, and really blonde curly hair, and he looks more white than Filipino, but he's got a Filipino face, and so I need him to interact, and he gets teased a lot by the girls, right? And I says, well, that's because they like you, right? And he has a hard time getting his head around. He says, well, why do they give me such a hard time if they like me? So this is what happens, for an 8-year-old boy. Yeah, my other boy is 15. He's kind of got his head around it. Yeah, yeah. And of course, I encourage karate lessons, Japanese karate, because, it's a very disciplined schooling for him, and he learns Japanese, and he wants to go to Japan. He likes the culture and all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's I think the kids down there in the Philippines have a lot better chance to growing up to be good people than, say, in Canada. Canada has basically turned into a huge vacuum wasteland through the poisoning of the socialist and the NAZI infiltration. We in Canada have been invaded, going back as far as Maruni, by the communist Chinese influencers. There's going to be rains and a lot of stuff going on there. We have 70 million empty homes right now. It's all been by design. Now, I want to just say, anybody that has lost a home to foreclosure or anything out there, you will get it back, okay? Because the banks are going to shut down because they have been doing predatory lending. When do you think the global blackout will start? As soon as things get so ramped up, even an earthquake, even a flood, weather system changing. We're watching huge rains and everything coming in through Alberta, flooding everything out. I mean, all you have to do, we got the Rocky Mountain water runoff from all the snow in the mountains, and then you start adding rain to it, pouring down rain and hail. And I mean, it's just absolutely, chaotic weather right now. Don't you see? Canada is going to get hammered, yeah, with bad storms. Yes, absolutely. Look how many tornadoes have gone through the Great Plains of Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. You're right. MK Ultra is being exposed, absolutely, and we're seeing the results of this by the lunatic left. They're violent. North Carolina sovereign female warrior taking up my sword. Thank you very much. Yes. Our swords and our weapons will be this right here. This is our weapon. They cannot defeat this. Okay? Just remember that. This is it. And talk to your spiritual guide. Start talking here. Using this between this and this. These are the most two powerful interconnecting weapons that we have. And as long as you keep them in high vibration, the demons and devils and all these negatives cannot enter you. And they're out there. You can see them. They're the crazy people I seen yesterday, when you ask them a question, and all of a sudden you see their eyes going like this. I'm going, whoa, that is definitely NPC material. It's almost comical, but it's almost very scary too, because, we have them walking everywhere, on our planet. Our vibration is everything. Our vibration moves this planet. It's not the negatives. The negatives bring everybody down. And this is why you're seeing such things that's going on right now from, people with this MAID program in Canada, 100,000 people, whatever. This is just one way of, taking people, unaliving humanity. It is what's going to happen. I mean, God's doing it a different way and whatever. I mean, this whole planet's being purged. Do we want to be a victim of that? No, we don't want to be a victim of that. I'm not trying to preach anything. Trust me, I'm not trying to preach nothing. I'm just saying, use your skills and your powers that God has given you. Use them. I don't care if you're just sitting there on a porch. Use this. Get this thing working, and and be able to recognize evil and protect yourself and your family before the actual events. Everything is, we're having to take very precautious moves right now to get ourselves through this dark time. CERN has shut down. Exactly. That's what we want. Because we have a lot of negatives that are trying to pack their stuff, fill up their suitcases full of money and go off planet. I don't, or even, be portaled into another underground. This is why we had to clean out all the dumps, because otherwise they'd be racing to go down there. And they're even doing that right now, but there's no place for them to run. Our commander, along with the Worldwide Alliance, is going to clean up every negative on the planet. And I don't know how long this is going to take, but you're going to see there is a major shift, and you can see it, where this whole planet is being purged right now with everything that's going on. It's being purged by God and by all the Christ-conscious patriots that are out there. We're purging this thing right now, and we're basically popping Earth's pimples.